Get locked on up.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the No Sports Talk Show right here live via StreamYard, YouTube, and Facebook, man. We appreciate everybody jumping in, joining the broadcast right now, giving us a little bit of your time to talk some good, healthy sports talk as always. Hope everybody had a great week. Winding down for the weekend, excited for some football, basketball, because we know the NBA is back. But first and foremost, before we kick into our sports talk, man, just gotta let my man Miles know, brother, I love you, dog. I love you, dog. But where's your orange at, bro? What happened to the orange? You don't got the
I
teeth.
got it on a little bit. I'm hiding it today. I ain't too proud of them today, man. I ain't too proud of them.
Yeah. It's a
So
blackout
we
over
let y'all off the hook.
you going
I'm just like, you remember Coach Green from the Minnesota Vikings?
Hey, listen.
You remember what he said a long time ago?
Hey,
They are who we thought they were. We let them off the hook.
We are
We let
Alabama.
them off the hook.
And now you going to a funeral. You see that? Oh, boy. Hey, Miles. Hey, man, listen, bro. It's no hard feelings, man. Look, Miles, I told you, bro. You know, that one y'all got last year, you know, it was cute. It was cool. You know, y'all storm the field, knocking down goal posts.
Hold on, don't act like y'all was lucky to be down just 20-7. It almost should have been 35-7 if we would have done what we were supposed to do.
No.
It could have been. It should have been. We should have ended it because y'all only scored 34 points. We should have ended it in the first half.
Hey, 27 unanswered points.
It is. I blame that all on defense. We lost our cornerback for the year. Number 5 Haddon. We lost him. He's gone for the year. He's gonna have to have shoulder surgery. So
yeah, he tried that was bad for him tackling.
Well, yeah, he did try. He tried a big hit like a video game. Tried to big hit somebody. I'm like, dude.
Yeah. But hey, man. Hey, how about my boy Jalen Milroe, man, standing in, you know what I'm saying, doing his thing. Look, you got to give it to him. Isaiah Bond taking the
He surprised me. He surprised me. Yeah. He would have his best game of the season against us. That's what happens. That's kind of stuff that happens.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
His best throwing game of the season. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, exactly. Because he just keeps getting better and better as the year goes on. So, look, I just wanted to say, man, look, I apologize for what we had to do to y'all, but, you know.
All I got to say is you better hope you don't see us again. That's all I got to say.
I hope we see y'all again, all that.
And it is possible. It is possible.
Yeah, it's a lot that has to happen for that to happen.
Not too much, but at least about 2 or 3 games here or there, yeah.
Because it's only 4 games left of the season. So right now, I think at the top of the East is Georgia, Missouri, and Ole Miss. Georgia and Missouri still do play each other. Georgia does play Florida this weekend, so you never know. And in Missouri, I don't know who Missouri plays this weekend, but I'll pull it up.
Missouri still got to play Florida. Florida still got to play Missouri. Florida still got to play, I think, Ole Miss too. So,
play later in the year. Y'all play Kentucky this weekend on the road. So
if we handle the rest of our games and not Kentucky, but Florida loses at least 2 more, which I think Georgia can beat them. But if we handle our business against Georgia, we'll have the tiebreaker over them. Besides the 2 records, man, we need Georgia to lose at least twice, though. And I don't know. I think Missouri's still on their list. I think Missouri's still on their schedule too. Georgia's schedule. So,
but look, we ain't talking about y'all, man. Roll Tide. What's wrong with you, man?
Yeah, whatever.
Roll Tide. Say it, Miles.
No Tide.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do it. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. I'm gonna get you to say Roll Tide. Don't worry. It's okay. I'm gonna get you on record when nobody's watching. Hey, man. For y'all who have been following us for a while, man, you know, me and Miles, we've been doing this for a long time, so it's all love. And it's been fun, man. Always been fun. We look forward to this time of year because we can finally go at it for real. But let's had to start off the show like that. But let's jump into.
Look, I'm not even in my den representing Tennessee from the back.
I know.
I'm mad at them a little bit. I'm representing the shirt because you know I'm a diehard fan, but y'all ain't getting all that. Y'all ain't getting all that this week, man. I ain't doing it because I'm mad that second half, man. I'm mad at him.
Joe Milton, he was coming out. He was running out of the tunnel doing all this with the bow and arrows and all that. And
he did his thing. I ain't mad at him.
And he was getting him and Little Squirrel.
Y'all cheated him on a couple of those first down things, man. Them measurements and stuff, man. I'm gonna leave that alone, though.
Listen,
I'm gonna leave that alone.
We had 17 penalties last year. Exactly.
What's that supposed to be?
And y'all crying about 5 penalties.
And then the guy was telling our defensive middle linebacker was telling everybody to get crunked up, let's get ready, clapping his hand. He called a penalty on that on 3rd and 4. We were about to make y'all kick a field goal. Man, come on, man.
I don't have nothing to do with that. Just like you didn't have nothing to do with all them about 4 or 5 roughing the pass penalties on Bryce last year, where they clearly
that was that Nick Saban effect.
Let's not forget about your defender this past Saturday who deliberately took his arm and hit our dude in the top of his head, and they just let that go as usual.
Well, I'm glad they did because they didn't let nothing go on y'all side. They didn't call nothing on y'all side.
Well, he blatantly hit him in the top of his head.
No, he didn't. He was trying to go after the ball.
Did he hit the ball?
Yeah, he did actually. He tried. He tipped it.
No, he hit the top of his helmet at the side of his head. That is targeting.
Well, anyway, at the end of the day, y'all got the Nick Saban effect at home. Y'all got it. At
the end of the day, don't give up 27 unanswered in the second half. That's
true. I'm mad at the defense.
That's really what it is. No matter like even last year. No matter
defense was supposed to be our strength this year, and they just let that go. They look like that. They look like the defense against South Carolina last year. That's what they looked like in the second half. It was ugly.
Barbecue chicken. Yes, sir.
Rotisserie.
Yeah, rotisserie. Exactly. With some vegetables and some rice. But yeah, man. but yeah, let's kick it to our other topics, man. We know the NBA kicked off opening night on Tuesday. So we got some more sports to watch, which is exciting for all of our fans. NBA, I mean, it's cool, you know, at first, but we all know it's more exciting when the playoff time comes around. But it is kind of cool to have something else to watch during the time that we can't watch football up until Saturday and Sunday. So sometimes Friday, depending on who's playing. But opening night, man, we had the Lakers and the Nuggets, and then we had the Suns and the Warriors. But just curious, Miles, just out of this opening, opening week, who's the most impressive team so far? I mean, I say impressive loosely just because, I mean, it's only the first game now, second game. Yeah. But who looked the most impressive to you in this first game that everybody's had? Who's come out the gate like, okay, yeah, they have a chance to just continue to, keep rolling if they keep playing the way that they played? Yeah,
got you. So it's easy to say Milwaukee and all them and all that, but we already know they're going to be in the playoffs. We already know them. I'm not going to do the guaranteed playoff teams. You know what I mean? That's because we already know they're going to impress throughout the season a little bit here and there. The Milwaukee's, the Lakers, the Celtics, all them, the Nuggets. So my overall like surprise team that was, I ain't gonna say surprise because they've been doing pretty good the last couple years, but I like the New Orleans Pelicans, man. I like the New Orleans Pelicans that against Memphis that game. Zion coming back, getting 23, 7 and 3, and you know what I'm saying? He's Zion when he's healthy, when he plays, he's consistent now. We can't sit there and deny that. But the thing is it's kind of like Anthony Davis. You don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know if he's gonna be.
Yeah.
You don't know if you're gonna get 50 games. You don't know if you're gonna get 35. You don't know if you're gonna get 80. You don't know what you're gonna get that season from him. But when he plays, he's that dude. Yeah. He's that dude. He's gonna get his. So Brandon Ingram and I was looking at their stat sheet and they was like they went like 10 deep. 10 deep, like everybody 10 deep at least was playing 10 minutes or above. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they got depth. So they ain't gonna wear out their players. They're not gonna, and they're young on top of that. So they can run all day with you. You know what I mean? So that's one team. Brandon Ingram back. And now Zion ain't even played with CJ McCollum yet. You know what I mean? So they got that three. They got that three headed. That big three right there.
And my guy Herb Jones. Don't forget about my boy from Bama, Herb Jones, boy. Yes, sir.
Herb Jones. That's to do with the afro, wasn't it? Didn't he wear an afro in Alabama?
Yeah, he did. Little afro.
And then you got Larry Nance Jr. That interject. The new age Dennis Rodman, but not as good. But he's just a energizer bunny though. He just gives you energy out there, Larry Nance Jr. So he gives you them 10, 11 hard minutes of rebounding and hustling. You know what I'm saying? So they got all the pieces. It's just we don't know their coaching, and this is definitely like maybe a second year coach or whatever. We don't know what is going to happen with that. So. But for just eye test and looking, I like what I saw with them being so young and everything. And then my other team, I got to go with the Sacramento Kings, man. I like the Sacramento Kings, man. I don't know why the Lakers let Malik Monk go. Oh my God! Did you see that dunk he did on? Oh, I'm like, the Lakers, why'd y'all let this man go?
He caught a body.
Oh my God! I was like, oh Lord.
Yeah,
that was Halloween peekaboo right there. Oh my goodness!
I would just walk off the court if I did that. So I'm like, I'm going to the locker room. I'm good, coach.
You couldn't make that up right there. That was
I would have jumped on the scores table like Juwanna Man. Like not to that extent now, but I would have been like, look, I would have took it that far. I would have been like, hey. Yeah.
And then the other dude had a nerve to get mad and push him. And I'm like, man, you shut up. You should have moved out the way. You trying to block that.
Tell your boy don't get under there if you can't block the shot.
Yeah, Lord, I wouldn't even try to attempt to block that because it was too late. No.
He already left his feet. So
if I did attempt, he gonna get fouled and he ain't gonna make that shot. That's what I would have done. If I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna foul him where he will. I'm not gonna foul him hard the way he get hurt, but I'm gonna foul him enough to where he won't make it. You know what I mean? So,
exactly. You're not dunking on me like that. I don't care. But yeah, I mean, for me, I mean, I guess I went the obvious way. I said the Nuggets just because for me, just the way that they came out. I know they did.
I know what they're capable of, though. That's why I wasn't so impressed with.
Well, yeah, exactly. I think the most I would say for me, just because winning a championship is already hard in itself, and then coming out, that first game, it's opening night, you getting your rings and all, the whole atmosphere. It's a playoff like atmosphere. Obviously, it's like an NBA Finals like atmosphere, but just being able to come out and still look solid and still look, together. That was pretty impressive for me, just because it's easy to have that hangover after winning a finals, but it's starting over the year. But I want to say the most impressive part about that game was them holding Anthony Davis to 0 points in the second half. And I don't want to say it's so much of them holding it, but just Anthony Davis I don't know, dude. Like the other night last night he gave you 30 and 10. Like that's ridiculous to be like, you don't score a point in the second half. You scored 17 in the first half. Jokic was destroying them, and then you turn around, you get 30 and 10. It's like you playing when you want to play. You know what I mean? But I will agree with you about
That's what it looks like. That's what it looked like. It's like you turn it on and off when you want to. It's
right.
like,
And that's the reason. That's the reason why I do not believe that, you know, I don't take the Lakers serious, because when you have somebody like that, when you're in the NBA, it should be serious every time you're on the court. Every time. You don't play when you feel like playing. It's you when you get on the court, you need to play, especially because LeBron, he's year 21. He's going to start deferring more to the younger guys. I mean, he's already a facilitator as it is, but he's going to rely on them even more now that he has, you know, a little bit more shooting on the team now, just a tad bit more. He'll be relying on these guys to make the shots because he'll put you in a position. But if you just go,
they got a nice roster where he got. This is about the best he has since he went to last time he went with Cleveland with some shooters around him and stuff. He got some players, and I ain't saying they like snipers like Kyle Korver and all that kind of stuff, but he got and J.R. Smith in his prime a little bit, his first championship with LeBron. You know, they got a couple of him. You know what I'm saying? They got a couple of J.R. Smiths out there now. You know what I mean? About 3 or 4 of them. So
yeah, I mean.
When they get streaky, they get streaky high. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I just don't right now. I mean, it is still early, obviously. The inconsistency, and no matter whoever else is around shooting, it all boils down to Anthony Davis, and we all know this.
It does.
And no matter what they got, like if he not doing his job, they're not going to have a chance at all. Like I don't care what nobody else do. Austin Reeves could put up 30 a night. It ain't gonna matter. Because you know when it boils down to it, you really need him to play, and he needs to be healthy too. So it's like, you know, I don't know, but I do agree with you with that Pelicans the Pelicans pick too when it came to being impressive, just because you know what I mean they remind you of the Kings last year, just being in. Just seeing that Kings team, how they run and how they're young, they got speed, they can shoot. Like the Pelicans are just like that. Like they
10 deep, deep in them. Yeah,
they're just like that. And I think that they have a really good opportunity because you know they're in the same division with you got Dallas, you got San Antonio, Memphis, and Houston. So they're gonna be right in the mix. I mean, obviously you got Wemby when you play San Antonio, but other than that, I don't think, you know, I think as a whole with their roster, they have an opportunity to really, you know, really make some noise. You know,
I can see him being a top 4, top 5 seed out of the West. 4 or 5.
I know for a while last year they were doing some pretty good things, but I mean, as long as they can stay healthy, you know what I mean. I think that
I want to see Zion. I want to see Zion a whole full season. Let me get. If New Orleans gonna, that's like you said, that's a big. I can tell by that face, that's a big question mark right there, bro.
Man,
but I'm just saying, I want to see that team together. All that squad they got with a full healthy Zion all season long. I want to see what they can do. I think they would be scary for real.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree with that. You know, I don't necessarily. I know Stephen A. Smith said that they could go to the finals. I'm not gonna jump the gun just yet with that. But could
Stephen A. said what?
He said that if Zion's playing like he's playing, the Pelicans got a legitimate shot to go to the NBA Finals. I'm like, it's game 1.
They deep, bro. They deep. Bro, they deep.
I get it, bro. But man, like after the first game, like
but he's talking about he's talking about last year too.
He said it like he was saying this year. I'm just saying like you know, I'm not saying that they don't have the opportunity and the chance to do it. It's just I gotta see it. You know I mean, it's just like I said, it boils down to health for me. It's not really
that's what it is.
Are they incapable of doing it? Absolutely not. They're not incapable of doing it. The Kings could have been in the finals last year.
They was tired.
Like they could have very well been in the finals last year. You know, it really honestly it came down little inexperience.
Yeah.
But and when they got to Golden State, it was kind of just like where they messed up is they let them steal one in Sacramento.
Yeah.
That's where it screwed up when they let them steal one. But that was a great series, bro. I hope we get that matchup again in the playoffs at some point. I hope we see Sacramento and Golden State going at it again.
I wouldn't mind seeing Sacramento or Golden State in New Orleans or New Orleans and Sacramento.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Yeah, as
Golden
long
State,
as everybody, both healthy teams, I would love that. I mean, that's I would stay up and watch that. You know what I mean? So
what we're starting to experience now as NBA fans and basketball fans that this next generation is starting to take over. LeBron James is the last. What is it? LeBron and KD, Steph. They're the superstars. You know, the face of the NBA and stuff. But they're I ain't gonna say they're past their prime, but they're still great. But what I'm saying is all of them only got about three more years left, and it's this new age. You know what I mean? It's this new age now. So it's time for these young guys to step up and make a name for themselves, start being the new household names. You know what I mean? So because all these other guys they about to be over. Damian Lillard's 33. You know what I'm saying? 34. So
if he don't win it this year, I mean he got a couple more.
He got about 2 more years. I give him about. I don't think they got a good chance coming out the East, but at least making it to the final. But
like how Chris Paul is still playing. He's the same age as Bron, so I mean,
about the same, yeah. And I didn't see that chemistry with Milwaukee because when Dame Lillard started playing better when Giannis was on the bench. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
he started playing better.
They got to know what they just got to get the rotation straight.
And they got to get that. It's going to take them like at least half the season. I think till at least All-Star break for them to get a chemistry. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's like you said, it's going to take a minute. It's not going to. But now he's still Dame. Now that shot he hit last night. I said, woo. Yeah,
he got 39. That's a Milwaukee Bucks record.
Yeah, it's still Dame. It's still Dame time now. But
but I don't want Giannis to start just deferring to him though. You know what I mean? I don't want Giannis to stop being Giannis. You know what I mean?
He definitely.
I seen some plays that last night about when Giannis wasn't being Giannis because he was too busy trying to worry about getting Dame involved. You know what I mean? I saw some. It wasn't like very very bad with it, but I just saw some like I was like, Giannis, you should have just kept that and ducked that thing, man. You trying to kick it out. You know what I mean? You know, like, so we'll see. Like I said, it's going to take time. And I understand, we're not on the court playing. So you definitely want to make him feel like he's part of it. And I'm not, trying to, you got to make him feel, team worthy and everything. So
and I think that's what it's about. Like, I think because, normally, Giannis would take it, but I think he's trying, it's that attempt to build the chemistry.
Yeah.
I don't.
But don't build it, but don't force the chemistry. Build it, but don't force it.
Don't lose your game because he still got to get high. And ain't nobody stopping Giannis when he.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I'm pretty sure Dame ain't gonna complain about it. If Giannis.
No, he ain't gonna complain.
If Giannis got 40 and he got 15 points, he's not gonna complain about that because this is about the championship. He didn't been putting up 50 in Portland, and that didn't get him nowhere. So I'm pretty sure
gonna give you 20. He's gonna give you 25 a game. He's gonna give you at least 25.
I'm pretty sure he's perfectly fine with giving you 20, 25 points and not putting up 50 in the L. I'm pretty and he ain't supposed to put up that many points. He's a point guard. It's not supposed to be like that. But
it's not really not back in the day. No, they wasn't. There was very few scoring point guards back in the day. It was,
But I am excited for where it's gonna go. But yeah, but moving on, man. Let's keep it rolling here and talk college football. Because we know the rankings, the first official rankings from the College Football Playoff Committee are actually going to come out on Tuesday. Finally, it's around that time we can see what the committee thinks. We've seen these teams play. We have our thoughts. We've seen, watched all the big games for the most part, and we've got a glimpse of where they look, how they look. And right now, just curious to see from you, who right now would you say is your top 5? And I don't know if you want to go order. I put mine in order of where I would have them ranked. But curious, who would you say is your top 5 right now?
The top 5 that they got right now is right. I think that's right. But I'm gonna give you my top 4 right now. If the season was to end right now, my top 4 would be in right now.
Okay.
Just right now, just right now, the 4 best teams that I see. Now I got to go by the record right now because they're undefeated, but I can argue with Georgia and Alabama, but they're going to face each other. So that will settle itself regardless. So I would go with Georgia right now because they're undefeated. Until they lose, you got to get, and they're the defending national champions, so you got to get them number 1. Then I got to give Michigan. No, I didn't say Michigan number 2. I tell you what, Georgia number 1, because the SEC the best conference in the country. Number 2, I'm gonna give Washington.
Wow. Okay.
Washington looks very impressive. Michael Penix Jr. I remember him when he was at Indiana, his freshman year, where he showed out against Ohio State on a 12 o'clock noon Sunday game. That I really don't like watching Big Ten games at 12 o'clock noon because all you do is hear airplanes going by, and it's just so boring. It might put you right back to sleep. But that was a good game and exciting game, and that was at Indiana. And he's still doing the same thing here at Washington. And they say Washington got the best receiving core in the country. That's what they say now. But so I get Washington number 2. Number 3, I go with Florida State. I go with Florida State at number 3. They got a solid defense. Their offense is question mark, but when they get to going and clicking, they're very dominant and they can turn it on. And number 4, I give it to Michigan right now. I give it to Michigan.
Okay.
Just because they're undefeated and head to head right now, because Ohio State ain't been impressive to me. I think if Michigan beat that team last year that Ohio State had that played like they did in the Final Four like Ohio State did, and Michigan beat them handily at their stadium, I think Michigan's definitely the number 4 team in the country, and they would definitely beat Ohio State, this year's Ohio State team, head to head again. And I think Michigan got them at home this year. So, yeah. So I definitely give that edge to Michigan. So that's my top 4 right there. And I guess you can slide Ohio State in at number 5. I put Alabama at number 5 more than I do Ohio State. Yeah.
I'm not mad at where Bama is right now, just because
we're at 7.
We're at 9, but because
9.
Texas is gonna stay ahead of us if as long as if they don't lose or slip up another one, they're gonna probably have Texas because they got the head-to-head win. But so my top 5 is different actually. But I did mine from a different approach. Because mine is based off of who have you beat, how have you looked, and your strength of schedule. So while I don't necessarily like the teams like that, I'm based off of the resume. Okay?
I hear you.
So based off the resume right now, looking at Ohio State, they got 2 top 10 wins right now, right? They gotta win it. They gotta win against number 9 Notre Dame on the road, and they gotta win against number 7 Penn State. I'm just telling you what the committee's gonna do. They're gonna be like, oh my God, 2 impressive wins. Should have lost that Notre Dame game if Notre Dame played a lick of defense in the final minute. So I got them and this has nothing to do with, of course, I think the SEC is better, but I'm just looking at it from a resume standpoint, just trying to paint this picture, because we know on Tuesday the committee's going to look at stuff like this. I mean, they held on to Notre Dame. One win Notre Dame had, it was 1 year they were playing. Notre Dame had one top 25 win, and they just like, this is just so impressive. And they held on to that one win the first week of the season the whole year.
Yeah.
So that they look at that stuff like that and they take it and run with it. So I'm just kind of trying to put myself in the room with the committee. Then Florida State. Florida State has 2 top 25 wins. They got a win over number 5 LSU, and then they got number 16 Duke. And a Duke team who, obviously blew out Clemson. So they would consider that those 2 wins impressive, especially the way LSU is playing right now. Coming to Tuscaloosa.
Which I better watch out for next week. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And LSU.
And y'all go to Death Valley, don't you?
No,
y'all at Alabama. That's right.
Yeah, we're at Alabama this year. Then number 3, I'm looking at Georgia, who they beat. Their most impressive win is number 20, Kentucky. And for me, Georgia, and me and you.
Hold up. So you telling me you got Ohio State number 1?
Yeah. I don't like Ohio State, but listen to what I'm.
Number 1?
Yes. Listen to the reason why, though. I'm telling you the reason why. It's not that. I'm doing it from a different perspective.
I know what you're doing. That still don't see number 1.
I'm telling you, bro.
Even the 2 wins that they got, they still wasn't impressive.
Their top 10 wins. Nobody has 2 top 10 wins right now. They don't. Who has 2 top 10 wins right now? Nobody.
I can't think of nobody right this second.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only reason why. Do I think that they're number 1? No, I don't. I'm playing the role of the committee right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to mix it up and make it interesting, because I don't want. I'm doing it like this because I'm not gonna be surprised on Tuesday if they do something like this, because I just know, like, I'm just shaking it up, because it's easy for me to say, like, oh yeah, Georgia. Of course, I'm gonna put the SEC over everybody, but I'm just trying to take the role of the committee and how they would look at it, how I think that they would look at it, and kind of based off of how they've done in the past. And then, because then you look at Georgia hasn't been impressive, and their strength of schedule is like one of the worst out of everybody in the top, one of the worst out of in the SEC, and in that top 4 right now. They don't have the strongest strength of schedule. So, and how are they going to look tomorrow against Florida with no Brock Bowers? That's going to be interesting. So, I'm just looking at the way that usually, Georgia's played. Kentucky is the best that they've looked. Other than that, they struggled against South Carolina. They were struggling against a few other teams early in the year where they looked a little lackadaisical. Initially, they were struggling on the road against Vanderbilt for a while. Took them a while to get going against them. So Auburn on the road, if Brock Bowers won in that game, they would not have won that game. Brock Bowers saved that game single-handedly. On the scoring drive that they had to take the lead, he had like 5 catches.
Yeah.
Himself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just not impressed with what I've seen from them right now, just for them to be considered a number 1 team and only have 1 top 25 win. Michigan, then I have Washington. Washington has a top 10 win over Oregon. They were number 8. Mm-hmm. So that was a solid win. And then after that, I have Michigan. And you might ask me why I have Michigan. Who is Michigan play right now? They have no top 25 wins. Nobody that they beat has a winning record right now. And if they do, it's barely over 500. So what about Michigan's resume?
The only reason I say Michigan, because, at the end of the year, if they even go undefeated at the end of the day, after the year, if they meet up with Ohio State and they're both undefeated, that's going to be the game. We already know that. Yeah, that's what the committee's going to do. That's going to be the juggernaut game.
Exactly. But the thing about it is, I still don't think Ohio State and Michigan are going to be undefeated before that game.
Because I don't know about who Ohio State got left. Who?
I don't know. I don't think that both of them will be undefeated.
Go see.
And I'll right now. Let's take a look, because Michigan, I don't really see them. They do now. Michigan, they do go to Penn State. That's the game right there that Michigan could could slip up. And if they go to Penn State late in the year, right before they go to Penn State, then they go to Maryland, and then they go out Ohio State. The Penn State game on the road, that's a game that could be an interesting one. They could slip up. Ohio State would probably, looking at their schedule right now, they're on the road at Wisconsin this weekend.
That could, Wisconsin could.
Yeah,
it's a
late night game. You never know. They go to Rutgers. That's a 12 o'clock game. But this game against Wisconsin tomorrow night, with the way Ohio State's come out sluggish and slow, you never know what can happen. You know what I mean?
What's Wisconsin's record? What are they?
Oh, Wisconsin right now, they are. I will tell you in just a second. They're 5-2. So
okay,
that's a game. If
they're still in the hunt for the Big Ten, they're still in the hunt for the Big Ten championship.
Yeah, and then that's what I said. Do I think me personally? No, I don't think Ohio State is the best team. I can make more of I would rather put Florida State at number 1 than Ohio State.
Exactly. I ain't gonna lie to you,
but I'm going based off of them having the 2 top 10 wins. That's why I feel like the committee would be like, oh, well, we could consider Ohio State. Or what they'll do is just say, well, Georgia hasn't lost, so we'll just keep them there. Michigan hasn't lost, so we'll just keep them there. But in reality, let's look at resumes. Let's look at how they've looked. You know what I mean? Ohio State didn't look like a number 1 team, but they managed to get 2 top.
And like I said, they haven't looked good in the 2 top 10 victories. They didn't look good in that.
No, they did. But the fact that they won those games, that's the only reason why I'm saying it. Now, if taking me out of the committee, if I could make an argument for Florida State. You mean Florida State, I could be okay with them, That's why I got them at 2. If they would have had a top 10 win as well, I would have put them at
LSU was top 10, wasn't they?
Well, they're top 5. I was just saying with the combination of having two top 10 wins. They have
So they were number 5 when they beat them, I believe. They were number 5 when Florida State beat them, yeah.
That is almost, well, you know what? I could almost switch that and say Florida State won and Ohio State 2 because, let me switch that right now because I do feel like that Florida State win against LSU was more impressive because they looked more impressive doing it, and they actually did.
And the first game of the season, too.
They
looking like that.
Blow LSU out. So I'll flip that and say Florida State, then Ohio State. But do I think that if Georgia and Ohio State play right now, would Georgia beat Ohio State? I do think that, Georgia would have a legitimate chance to beat them. But if they didn't have Brock Bowers, I don't know. I need to see.
Neither one of them, Georgia or Ohio State, has been impressive. Neither one of them.
Here's the thing that we both agree on. Nobody is that runaway number 1 team right now. There's nobody. The way that you can make arguments for people, there's no clear-cut number 1 team. There's a number 1 for now. And even with that, you can say 1A, 1B. You can make that case. There's nobody that's just clear-cut them and everybody else. So,
no, it ain't.
No matter what they rank, it still doesn't matter. But piggybacking off of that, man, should anybody be on upset alert this weekend? And if so, who you think should be on upset alert? Because I got a few teams.
I know I got one for sure. I got Utah. Is it Utah over Oregon? Is it Oregon and Utah playing? I got Utah over Oregon.
Yep.
I got that one. That's one of them.
I got that.
Because it ain't. I was looking at it earlier. It ain't really too many big games. I want to go out there and limb just because I wanted to bust the SEC East wide open. I'm going with Florida over Georgia.
Oh, hey.
In Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I'm going with it. Those are my 2 upsets of the week.
Okay. So we agree
just so I can bust the SEC East wide open.
Yeah, that would be amazing. And then everybody is like trying to fight for that last spot. Yeah. For me, I had the Florida and Georgia as Georgia should definitely be on upset alert. No Brock Bowers. They haven't looked that impressive. Strongest thing they got really is the running game, and really Brock Bowers. Without no Brock Bowers, I don't know. they could very well have already had one loss right now. I'm gonna go with Florida over Georgia. I'm gonna go with Florida to upset them, just because I think that, you know, I know they have the other tight end, but still, Brock Bowers is the Travis Kelce of college football.
Yeah, I was just about to say that Travis Kelce or Kittles or whatever.
Yeah, you're not just Mark Andrews, Kittle, and Kelce. You're not just gonna plug somebody in and just be business as usual. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna rock with Florida. Oklahoma on the road against Kansas. Don't sleep on that game. Oklahoma did not look impressive at all against UCF. UCF had their way with them at home on their own field and should have won that game. To be honest with
you. They had their chances.
They had the chance to win the game and tie it late. I don't know what that play call they called it in was. But Oklahoma, you know, in Big 12, they don't play defense. Kansas is a team that's pushed. They always push Oklahoma when they play in Kansas. I remember when they played against Baker Mayfield some years back, and when Baker like put the flag in the middle of the field, you know, Kansas is a team that could really push Oklahoma. So watch out for that.
Where they at? Oklahoma?
No, they're at Kansas.
Oh yeah, I can see that. That quarterback is he playing or is he hurt? That one quarterback,
Kansas.
Yeah, the Kansas quarterback.
You know what? I do not know if he is playing or not.
I can't think of his name right now, but I think he's number 6. But that boy is bad when he's a lefty, I believe.
Jason Bean, number 9.
I don't think that's his last name though. What's the other quarterback's last name?
Let's see.
He's the one that brought them back against like Ole Miss. I think who they played last year in the bowl game. That was a.
Oh, you're talking about Jalen Daniels.
I think it is Daniels.
He's number 6.
No, that's Jalen. That Jalen Daniels. That's what number is he?
Not Jaden Daniels. They got a Jalen Daniels.
Yeah. What number is he?
He's number 6.
Yeah, that's him. That's him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's playing. He's eligible. I mean, he's not hurt or nothing, is he?
No, not that I see here.
Okay. Yeah. I think they use 2 quarterbacks sometime though. I've seen it this year. They use 2 quarterbacks sometimes.
They said I'm looking at it right here. They said Bean is getting the start, so they'll probably just, you know, switch
him in and out. Yeah.
So
they both mobile and athletic though.
Yeah, for sure. So I got that. We agreed on the Oregon, Utah. And then my last one, watch out for that Washington and that Stanford game. Only reason why I'm saying that, Washington looked really bad against Arizona State and very well should have lost that game. Why are you going for it on 4th and 4, Arizona State? You have 4 points.
But that looked like us against y'all. We was up 3 points going for it on 4th and 3 on our side of the field, 4th and 2. I'm like, oh my God.
Take the field goal, bro.
Yeah. Don't even take the field goal. Play the field position. Well, I'm talking about us. We just should have just played the field position. We should have just kicked y'all deep down in it. Boy, don't make my blood pressure start raging up again. Let me leave that alone.
They very well could have lost that game against Arizona State. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And we all know, watch out for Alec Iomanner, boy who turned up against Colorado, the wide receiver. He had 13 receptions, 294 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So
where they playing at?
They're playing at Stanford. So
okay.
You never know. In the way that Washington, you know,
a night game like that.
Night game, you never know. The way that they looked last week, I don't know. You know. Now, but I am rooting for Penix Jr., man. I like
him too. I like him.
How he plays, man. I like how he, you know, rallies the team, and I think, you know, he has a legitimate shot.
He's not a showboat. He don't talk to him. He just goes out there and handle business. Yeah.
For sure. But they still need to be on upset alert. So, hey, look, watch. Hey, those 5 games, Miles. I mean 4 games. I'm sorry, but I don't really say Florida State against Wake Forest. I don't really see that. But hey,
I don't see that either. Even though they're at Wake Forest, but nah.
So
I think Florida State's defense is too strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now their offense is questionable. Their offense is questionable. They can get late starts and don't show up the first half. But I like that defense. They're pretty consistent. The defense is that I've seen.
For sure. Yeah, man. Moving on, man. Who do you think right now is the best team in the NFL? Now, you know what we've seen so far. Up until this point, who do you think is the best?
I don't have a best. It's kind of like it's almost like college football the four. So I got the class of the NFC. I got Philly and San Francisco.
Yeah.
That's the class of the NFC. Those two. That would be the NFC championship to me right now. And the AFC would be Kansas City and Baltimore. That's the class of the AFC. That would be my AFC championship choice right now. This is, that they would play each other. So that would be my final four right now. So I can't really pick one team. Because records don't really mean nothing in the NFL the way it's one playoff. You lose. There ain't no all that other stuff. It's just so I give Baltimore and Kansas City out of the AFC, and head to head, I think that's a toss up. Kansas City and Baltimore on one day, AFC championship on the line, going to Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Baltimore. Of course, I'm going to go for Baltimore, but
Baltimore is that team that could
and I give it to Philly. Philly's I think Philly is the most complete team defensively and offensively. I think Philly's the most complete team.
Yeah. I think the Eagles. Yeah, my pick was the Eagles. I mean, I agree with you going that route too. Mine was the Eagles because I just thought that they big win against Miami team that's been hot. Defensively, they're balling. Offensively, they're clicking. They bring my guy Julio over there, just for veteran.
I saw that. I didn't know Julio was over there, man.
Yeah, they brought him over there. It's about him. It's time.
He ain't been over there all season, as he just came on, didn't he?
Just got over there before they played Miami. Like,
oh, okay.
Julio deserves a legitimate shot to get a Super Bowl ring, man. It's
he deserves it, definitely.
Deserve it, man. Like, shoot. So, I just like how Philly plays, man. Now they shouldn't have lost that game against the Jets. I don't know what they had going on, but it happens. But I think that when Philly is on, they're unstoppable in the NFC. I love what I'm seeing in the AFC side. I mean, the Chiefs are doing, what the Chiefs do, obviously. I mean, and they just got McCall Hardman back on their side now too. But I'm really impressed with, what Lamar is doing and the Ravens are doing. I mean, you got that running game with Gus Edwards, man, and Justice Hill. You got Zay Flowers, rookie year, balling like he's been in the NFL. Like he's been here doing this. Mark Andrews, the way that they beat down a Lions team that everybody was so convinced could win the NFC, get to a Super Bowl this year, how they raved about Detroit. And beat them down.
38-6, the dog.
Beat them down. Could have put up 50 if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Beat them down. So, I mean, the sky is really the limit, for the Ravens.
It is.
If it's no other time,
they keep a solid defense. You ain't got to worry about the defense.
Yeah. If it's no other time for them to be able to get to a Super Bowl, it's now. Like they got, and if Odell can, stay healthy too, I mean, they could very well be right in the AFC Championship game, and for the love of God, can somebody make Kansas City play a role playoff game? once. Pat Mahomes can't go his entire career and not play a role playoff game. It's there's no way.
Not until the Super Bowl. That's the only time he go on the road.
He has never played a role playoff game. They have never, like, can somebody please, Baltimore?
Do they play them in the regular season?
You know what? That is a good question. Let's see. Because I would love to know that. I hope they put them on the schedule. Did they? Nah, they didn't.
They don't want that. They don't want that.
They're lame for that, but it's okay.
Yeah. Kansas City don't want that.
Yeah. They don't. It's Kansas City. I mean, I really watching Chiefs games is getting exhausting.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
it's become a Taylor Swift show. Nothing against Taylor Swift, but my God, man, we get it. We get it. Like, they're dating. She makes music. He plays football. We don't need. Every time Kelsey catches a pass, you don't need
the perfect match made in heaven. That's what that is. A superstar country singer, or is she? Well, she's a mixture of country and pop rock type stuff. She do a little bit of everything.
But every time Kelsey catches a pass, they don't need to put the camera on Taylor Swift. Every time he catches a pass, every time they got to say something. I'm like, dude, we get it, okay? I think it's established and we understand. You know, she's gonna be in the press box. Like, just let it go. Enough is enough. We get it. They don't do this for nobody else.
It ain't going to.
Sierra going to Russell Wilson's games. Are they doing all this? No. Did they ever pan the camera on Sierra this much? No. Exactly. So what? Like, come on, man. I don't want to see that.
No.
Every time I watch a Chiefs game. That's why I'd rather put it on mute. My dad got he got 3 TVs. You got two smaller Roku ones, those on mute, and then you got the big one, and that's where the one you're hearing the game from that one. And I'm gonna put, if the Chiefs not playing at like 4 at night or whatever, they're going right on them small ones on mute.
No,
yeah. Unless they playing somebody big. But they got Denver this week, so maybe we will see Sierra. But they play at Denver too. So Denver, I mean,
Russell Westbrook done lost. He done lost it a little bit. I don't know. I think he done got ever since he done got that last big paycheck, and then him and Sierra done had a baby. He done kind of lost. He done kind of fell off a little bit. Yeah.
And he rented out a
I'm not blaming it on the family and all that stuff, but I'm just saying, I think he done lost like the love for football. You know what I mean? He's kind of being a family man type mentality now. You know what I mean? So
I think he loves football. It's just now you're dealing with now you got Sean Payton, the you know, and he's the
offensive guru. Yeah.
Yeah, but he run his mouth too much and got destroyed. So, you know, but yeah, I mean, but shout out to Russ for renting out a whole Waffle House for Sierra though. That was dope. Did you see that?
What?
Yeah.
What?
He rented out the whole whole Waffle House for Sierra because Sierra loves Waffle House. So he
wow.
Rented the whole Waffle House out.
Waffle House is horrible.
Man, what's wrong with you, Miles? Miles, you know what? I can't believe you just said that.
Waffle House, I take IHOP over at Waffle House any day of the week.
I mean, IHOP is top tier. Waffle House is always going to have a special place in my heart now.
Waffle House is the ghetto breakfast spot. That's what it is.
All right, and I'm not even ghetto, but you know what I'm going to do? Is where I am. Give me that Texas bacon cheesesteak belt. Give me that All-Star.
IHOP got the turkey sandwich, turkey sausage, turkey bacon. That's what IHOP got.
Give me the hash browns, smothered, covered, diced, peppered, and capped. Yes, sir.
You go ahead and have it.
Did you hear what I just said, Miles?
Okay.
You can get them smothered.
Mm-hmm.
You can get them covered.
And sausage gravy. Don't nobody want all that pork.
You're
I
right.
want regular gravy.
You're right.
IHOP give you regular gravy.
Sometimes I want to bite into my food and just taste grease. I'm just playing.
It
It is unhealthy. Like I used to eat Waffle House all the time when I was younger, like in high school and stuff, and like early in college. But then, you can't eat that too much now. Waffle House,
The only thing I eat from Waffle House is the omelet.
Twice, but
All I eat is from I just eat an omelet from Waffle House. That's all I eat. A Philly cheesesteak, the steak and cheese omelet. That's all I eat from Waffle House. If I go there, other than that, I don't go there. I'd rather go to IHOP where I can get some turkey sausage with the eggs and all that for like $15. I'm getting everything I need.
I feel that. Now, I don't sirloin tips and eggs. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's my go-to there. Give me a pancake.
No, yeah.
Hey, man. But yeah. So, and then last but not least, man, do you right now with the MVP race in the NFL, who would you say, not Patrick Mahomes, would be stating the obvious after him, because he's just in the stratosphere by himself? Well, let me phrase this: who's pushing Pat Mahomes the closest for MVP?
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I agree.
Eight touchdowns, 3 interceptions. His QBR is pretty low, 63.3%. Yeah, 63.3. That's pretty low for a quarterback. That's not that good. But a lot of that's because his his receivers be dropping passes, man. One of their losses, I think, against Indianapolis, I believe. One of their losses, they were dropping wide open passes, man. I mean,
yeah,
it made him look, drops his numbers and stuff. But he only got 8 touchdowns. He got 8 touchdowns and only 3 picks. I think he got like 1,600 yards passing, 1,610 yards. His overall record since he's been in the NFL is 50-18.
Yeah.
And he's already won an MVP. So him and Patrick Mahomes are like net to net, even though Patrick Mahomes' numbers are a whole lot better, 16 and maybe 2 interceptions, over 2,000 yards passing already, QBR 101. Yeah, so he's definitely there. Patrick Mahomes is in a league of his own right now, but we still got a long season left in the NFL. So
for sure.
So that could catch up with games to come. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think Lamar is pushing the most. I mean, his team, as long as they keep winning, but it's hard, definitely, when you got Patrick Mahomes doing what he's doing, and he has Travis Kelce and Lamar has Mark Andrews. So I mean, they got the same comparable go-to connection. So
this is definitely the closest Baltimore has been offensively evenly matched with Kansas City since Lamar and Pat Mahomes done took over. Because those are going.
First got to when he first took over, I remember he almost beat Kansas City on the road.
Yeah, without all that, you know what I'm saying? And that's when they had Tyreek Hill, they had everybody,
and they were letting him play more free at that point because nobody. You couldn't prepare for that at that time. Like it was just he almost beat him. So
by himself, and man, by himself, running the ball, doing everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And I almost would have loved to see, and I know we gotta get out of here in a minute, but I almost would have loved to see them go head to head this year with them both being at the top of the MVP race. Because that could be like that deciding, that head to head late in the year. Maybe like a week, I don't know. Assuming that they both didn't have a playoff spot locked up, they could, that head-to-head matchup, for who could. And I know it doesn't work like that necessarily in the NFL, but it'd be good to see because you can make an argument whoever won that could be the person. So
yeah, definitely. And I believe both of these quarterbacks are in their prime right now. Both of them in their prime. At the beginning of their prime, not even in the middle of their prime. They're in the beginning of their prime, both of them.
Yeah.
Right now, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lamar and Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. So this is going to be happening for the next 5-6 years, battling out MVPs and everything for the next 5-6 years. This is going to happen.
Yeah. Well, we gotta see what happens when Kelsey's not in Kansas City no more. So
You think that's gonna happen? I don't know. Kelsey's still young too, ain't he? About 31, 32. He ain't too old.
yeah, but he gets the ball so much. He gets hit more than anybody on the team.
Yeah, that's true.
Shoot. Eventually, that weighs the body down. But I mean, he's good. I mean, right now, I don't think he's slowing down anytime soon. But man, I mean, you just almost gotta wonder. He's 30. What I think he's 34.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he was that old.
Let's see.
I mean, I ain't old, but I thought he was like 30. What? Excuse me, 31, 32. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in the league for a while. Yeah, he's 34. So I mean, we'll see. But yeah, man. That's all we have for y'all. And before we get out, just to some inspiration for everybody, man. I know, it's this month has been pretty well, I mean, it's been a long month. So I know
it is dragging a little bit, ain't it?
Yeah, man, it's been a long month, but I think that there's a lot to be thankful for this month, and I think that God is doing some great things, and we just got to continue to keep trusting and believing in. I saw this post today. It said it was actually two of them. It said you're gonna look back at this period of your life and be so glad you never gave up. And then the other one said, stay consistent. You're becoming the greatest version of yourself. You're becoming who you were always meant to be. So that can actually, I think both of those posts, which is wild because I saw them back to back and they tie into each other, because you stay consistent, continue to, be steadfast and trust in God. I'll add to that post. And then as you're growing and as you're evolving and when you get to that point where you're getting those blessings and reaping the benefits of those times that you stayed true to his word and never gave up on him, you're gonna look back, like that first post said, you're gonna look back and be glad that you never gave up. You be glad that you never threw in the towel. So that was powerful to be able to see both of those back to back, and know that we are where we are right now, but that's not where we're ultimately going to be, and that's not the end of our story. Yeah. So yeah, man. So
for sure.
Yeah, man. So you got anything to add to that, bro?
Like you said, just stay steadfast and unmovable, and believe in God and trust in Him. And even when life feels like it's overwhelming you, don't worry about it, man. You got to keep moving, because at the end of the day, time waits for no man or no woman. It's not gonna wait. That time it's gonna still keep tick-tocking.
The world gonna keep.
Anybody got time for you to sit down out there and mope? Because that time's still gonna keep going. Yeah. You better get up and go along with time and move on. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, look, that's our inspiration, man. It's always we want to do that. And look, we say our goodbyes before we get up out of here.
Yes, sir. Like always, give first and foremost thanks to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, man, always, and head of my life. And go Vols. Even though y'all made me mad, I ain't representing y'all tonight like I should, like I usually do. Because I represent you, because I got the shirt, I got the T on my shirt. But I'm just saying, you're in my heart every day. But I'm just letting you know, y'all let me down last week. You let me down in the second half, but that's okay. Because it's still a light at the end of the tunnel. And it starts tomorrow. We start walking towards it.
Hey.
With that upset over Georgia, Florida over Georgia, and then we take care of them at the beginning of 2 through. And go Vols at the end of the day. And Tide, we might be coming for you again.
Oh, hey, look, we ain't worried about it, but we appreciate everybody jumping in and joining.
Y'all just hope y'all better make it there.
hey, we got some business to handle, man.
We might be seeing LSU. We don't know.
We got some business to handle. We'll be focused. We'll be ready. But
okay.
You know, like I said, man, we appreciate everybody jumping in, giving us the time to do what we love to do. But keep it locked. We'll be back next week, man. Make sure y'all watch these games tomorrow, man, because this is the time, man. October, look, November, separating the contenders from the pretenders. This is where it starts getting weird and wild, man. This is the time. So
November's to remembers.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it what's funny is the November to remember is starting in October because we got some matchups. So
yeah, the last week in October, going into November,
yeah. So make sure y'all stay tuned to that, man, and we'll be giving y'all some updates when we jump on here again. But we appreciate everybody's time, and keep rocking with us. We'll be back same time, same place next week. And look, be blessed. Have fun. And as always, man, roll tide.
Go Vols.
Rocky Top is cooked.